So this morning I was having coffee with Alex and I was just telling him about a story, and I'm going to share it with you right now. Yesterday I was just finishing up on a work call. I was at the house and there was a knock at the door. Blue was going crazy. So I answered it, and there was actually a college student there who was selling window washing. And years ago, my son actually did door to door sales when he was in university. So I have an appreciation for how hard these college students work. And so I was there chatting with her. And while I was doing that at the front door, one of my past clients pulled in the driveway. And, she wasn't there to talk about real estate necessarily. She was, as she described, just driving by and needed a friendly face. So she pulled in. And so we went out back and we, had some lemon water and we just sat there talking. And so this morning when I was having coffee, I just found myself thinking about her and just, wondering how she's doing today. And then I started thinking about just how often this actually does happen. I'll receive a text or a phone call sometimes, not necessarily people popping by, although that clearly happens as well. And sometimes they're looking for an electrician or a plumber, or they're thinking about renovating the house and they just want to get my opinion. And sometimes, like the other day, they just simply need somebody to talk to. And so, what I have come to realize is that one of the greatest gifts to living in a small community like Fort Erie and being in real estate, it may not just be the thing that actually brings us together, the whole real estate thing. It might be the first point of contact, but it's not really the glue that keeps us connected. The people that I help are also people that own businesses in our community. They volunteer, they've been the coaches of my children, and they support local events that I am at with them, and other services. And I rely on my clients too. And in so many ways, we just end up supporting one another in a small community like Fort Erie. Community isn't just sort of where you live, but it's the people that you lean on. And what I'm so grateful for isn't just the people that call me their realtor. It's, years later when they are still comfortable talking to me or calling me for any reason. And of course, for real estate. That's something that I never take for granted. Sometimes the greatest blessing isn't having all the right answers. It's simply just knowing that, we're not alone in the world. We rely on other people.